Hi there, my name is Joe Hain, and after suffering a tremendously difficult personal loss, I quit life as I knew it and began traveling the world, delighting in new and thrilling cultures and helping along the way where I could. Through endless hours of meditation, pouring over hundreds of books, and delving into the depths of my own mind, I finally discovered what I've been looking for: peace, purpose, and joy. I'm here to share what I've learned so that you too can discover all that I've come to know. So let's get to it and have a bit of fun along the way.
All right, it is Tuesday. Joe, do we have you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me all right?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
I'm going to unveil the curtain, pull back the curtain there.
Oh, there you are. It's Tuesday. We got Joe Hain for Mindfulness Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. How was your week?
It was good, man. Took a little trip and hit the ground running this week. Lots of busyness and so far so good, man. How about yourself?
Not bad. This has actually been a calmer week after a precipice, if you will, over the weekend. Joe Hain joins us on Tuesday for Mindfulness. We try to recenter ourselves here. joe-hain.com. Check out his videos on YouTube. Check out his articles. Sign up for his coaching sessions that he winds up helping out with too. Get his ebook. That's joe-hain, HEHN.com, please. I think by Friday I hit my full button of you put your hands up in the air and you go, all right, there's really not much more you could do. The world's going to hell and this and that. And then Monday came yesterday and I'm like, you know what? I gotta screw it. And I went on autopilot yesterday and I let the show take over by doing a little bit of a video. But today I'm like, is what it is. I've had a couple of people call me today saying, I can't believe this is going on in the world, this and that, blah, blah. And I keep saying, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
So I've accepted things, if you will.
Yeah. And that's it. But what has changed outside of your immediate reality?
No, nothing. Nothing.
What has changed outside of the world?
No,
everything.
Yeah. Well, everything's changing. There's nothing I can do about it, if you will.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what mindfulness is in a sense. If you're not an immediate threat, if you're not in a facing a life-threatening kind of situation, that fight or flee situation, a lot of it, that stress, that anxiety gets to us. And it's just like, we got to center and be like, dude, I got to just surrender. I got to give in a little bit in a sense and just find my peace.
Okay. All right. I'm with there. On my end, I have been doing more, focusing on me and the meditation and changing the diet and actually starting to work out more. And I'm going to tell you, sleep is better. And with better sleep comes waking up. And I'm like, all right, I know the world's going to shit lately. It's not bothering me. It's really, these are things that are beyond my control. So again, for me this week, the milestone has been, I am not as stressed out and I don't feel anxiety over what's happening in the world.
Awesome. You hit a key point for anybody listening out there. Rest, diet, fitness. Like those three things are kind of like a pillar of control. What do we have, control of in this world? A lot of it, it's very difficult to maintain finances, and you get bills, and you get stress, and you get anxiety. But when it comes to your own health and wellness, you actually do have some immediate influence in the way you feel. So a lot of people in the quarantine are like, oh, I just feel depressed or sad or stressed or whatnot. And it's like, well, you can take back some control by concentrating on your diet, by concentrating on your fitness and on your rest. Because when you add all three of those up, you actually feel pretty good and you're a lot less irritable. And then when something happens, like riots all over the country and a global pandemic, you're not so easily unsettled. And so you're kind of residing on your line of peace. So it's really important to keep hold of those three little pillars of health and wellness and to invest in them.
So we're looking at food, you're looking at your rest, you're looking at your fitness, you're looking at, and all of those are gonna live within the space of being mindful. It's almost like you can't, if you eat like garbage, which is what I normally do, I can't focus because I'm not comfortable.
Exactly.
And if I don't sleep, I'm irritable. So I'm not feeling well. My sleeping pattern was midnight to 3 a.m. And then I'd take a nap around 2 to 3 in the afternoon. Now I'm in bed by 10 and I'm up at 4 and I'm like, what is going on here?
What a world of difference, though, right?
Gosh, it's fantastic. So that was a key component. I forced myself to start, because I'm 45. Everything hurts. Running hurts, jogging hurts, and I'm 225 pounds. So the impact on running is not pleasant. But I said, you got to go. You got to go out and if you run 20 feet, you run 20 feet. And I've been building it up every day, 2.5 miles. And that has dropped 5 pounds. So again, and to take 5 pounds off of yourself is a world of difference too. A lot more water.
That's huge.
A lot more water, a lot more fitness. And again, I know, and the biggest thing is too, is I don't have the appetite I did either, which is nice because my thing is I eat first for pleasure, not for fuel.
Yep.
And I've changed that. I've started to discipline myself more in it. So those 3 components have allowed me not to be uncomfortable when it comes to meditation. So now I'm not going, oh, I got to do this. Now it's like, dude, just take your time. So I like how this has kind of come, to being organic now.
Yeah. This is awesome, man. I'm so glad that you're kind of, you got off your momentum train there for a second, but rightfully so, because the world seemed like it was like on the brink of destruction. So it's hard to focus on meditation and running, but you seem to be back on track, which is awesome. So I'd love to incorporate something new for you in the coming weeks.
I just can't. You just can't let me just ride this coaster for a little while, you son of a bitch.
No, man. Yeah. The whip is cracking, brother. I ain't never letting up. Yeah. We're going to continue this.
Joe Hain, joe-hain.com is throwing another monkey wrench into the works. All right. What do you got this week then?
All right. How about this? So you just hit on 3 awesome factors is your health and wellness with your diet. You change that up. You are running. So you're kind of putting some investment in your health and well-being as regarding your fitness, and then your rest. So 3 things, boom, you've kind of got that situated. Then you started meditating, and I'm just kind of catching anybody else up who's listening. So you incorporated meditation, and you're not doing it, an hour a day, but you're doing it every week, a couple times, and you're already seeing the progress. And it did help you. So you're kind of situating a few different things in your life. Okay. So now you've heard of the law of attraction. So let's introduce that a little bit. You're a Bible man, right? You're a Christian.
I am. So that's so weird. Joe and I don't speak before the show, so I don't know what he's going to talk about. There is a non-canon gospel called the Gospel of Thomas. And I actually think that the Catholic Church removed it for a reason and everybody talks about the fact that it is all about projecting what you want. And in the Bible, it says that if you go boldly before God and ask him for anything, he'll grant it. And Catholics like me are always, well, I can't do that. I can't go. No, I'm too afraid to. The Gospel of Thomas teaches you to ask God for what you want as if you already have it. So I see the power in that for why a organization like the church would not want you to know about that self ability to fulfill something that you want, because then you don't need them anymore and you operate solely out of the Bible. So that's very weird that you're talking about this, because I was sitting there, I was actually praying about it today. Am I allowed to read the Gospel of Thomas? Should I do this? It looks like my prayer just got answered.
And also, which is awesome, this is how the world works, the universe. You basically are projecting, and then my coming and bringing that is the universe answering your prayer in a sense. Law of attraction, Matthew 7:7. I don't want to screw this up, but ask and you shall receive, knock and the door shall be answered to you, seek and you shall find. It is the same principles, but there are certain technique factors that you have to consider when applying the technique of law of attraction, or just that uncompromising faith as if your prayers have been answered. So there's a few things that I want to teach you that I've read about in all these different scriptures, all these different self-help books, and I've discovered on my own. And so those are the techniques. So basically, law of attraction is, so for anybody who's listening, and the Gospel of Thomas, basically what they're saying is that when you want something in your life, when you want a reality to come to fruition, to come true, you have to believe that it has already come true with gratitude, as if it is already happened for you. That gratitude is the megaphone to the universe that what you are asking for is just loudly received by the powers that be, by God, by the universe, by Mother Earth, whatever it is your faith guides you. That being grateful for something as if it's already been granted to you is so potent. It is so powerful that it speeds up the law of attraction of that coming to you. But if you are negative, if you are stressed out, if you're saying, I don't make enough money, and you're telling everybody you meet, and you're thinking about that, that also is projecting to the universe that you don't make enough money. So guess what's going to happen? The universe is going to say they don't make enough money, and they're going to grant that reality to you. So you can combat that by having good thoughts, speaking those thoughts out loud, then pursuing what it is that you want. Those three components, you have thought, spoken word, and action, and all of that driven by gratitude, as if all that stuff that you are desiring, that you are trying to manifest, has already been granted. So there's some visualization techniques that you can do, but those are the three components in every single book that speaks about the law of attraction. So again, I'm going to repeat that. You think thoughts. Those thoughts have the power of creation. Those thoughts spoken out loud, you're doubling the impact. Then it's called pursuit. So if I want to be a successful teacher, I don't just think I'm a successful teacher and say that out loud and then sit on my couch and eat chips. I have to pursue what that looks like in my heart. And then through those three steps, that will start manifesting because I'm believing in it, that it's already been granted, and I'm pursuing it. So does that make sense the initial there?
It's fantastic. And I guess it's you. So you are familiar with the Gospel of Thomas then?
I believe it was uncovered too, and like the Dead Sea Scrolls. There's a lot of that different stuff out there. Yeah, so they speak upon that. When
it comes down to faith, because I grew up Catholic and I went to Catholic grammar school and all that, and we were always taught, well, if you got a hangnail, that means you must have displeased God that day. One of the things that Christians are infamous for is they always go to Jeremiah 29:11, which is, I know full well for the plans I have for you, and then they stop it on that and they don't read the next verse, which is that if you seek me with all your heart, you'll find you have to do the work. So I love that's what you're saying is you're advocating that it's not just about, okay, I want this, I'm going to will it to happen. You have to do the work.
Yes.
There's no other. Yes. And the gratitude, that's a component that I'm not familiar with. That is a very almost uncomfortable feeling for me because the way that I've been bred and raised, and it does come with the going before God boldly, is I don't have a right to ask him for anything. So how can I be grateful for something I haven't? It's like, to me in my mind, and I've had a very difficult time struggling with this for years, is, hey, God, I want this successful business. I'm going to make it happen. But since I asked you and I know I'm going to be grateful for it, you're going to give it to me. It almost sounds like you're ungrateful for it. Like the assumption that he's just going to give it to you. It is such an uncomfortable sensation for me.
Well, think about this. Why limit God? If you're not grateful, then you basically stick God's power in certain parameters.
Oh, you think
that God is only working under certain constraints of power and influence. So the ultimate faith, let's go on the Gospel of Thomas, the ultimate faith is believing that your prayers are answered. If your prayers are answered, what is the very first emotion you're going to have? Say if you say, let me be a successful radio DJ and influencer, and then God comes to you and bestows those powers on you, are you going to be arrogant? Are you going to be super confident? I did this myself. You're going to be humbled to your knees in gratitude. So basically, you're just skipping to that phase because you're not going to sit there and be like, well, yeah, I knew you should have done that, God. I prayed and I was faithful. So it's not a big deal. You owe me one. No, you're literally going to be in tears with emotion. That emotion is going to be gratitude, humbled gratitude, on your knees, quaking and quivering, mumbling and tearing, streams coming down your face of gratitude. This has been bestowed upon me. So you're skipping to that phase. And so you have those three things: thought, spoken word, and then action. But driven by gratitude is the ultimate faith. You believe so much in your God, and you're not pursuing a dictatorship here. You're pursuing like benevolent causes, hopefully. And that is really powerful stuff. But the law of attraction will give you whatever it is you're putting out there, the energy. So if you want to go down that dark alley, it'll give you that too. That's the thing about the law of attraction. So when a lot of people are stressed or anxious, or they're in this cycle of depression and they're just thinking depressed thoughts and they're in this really dark place, that becomes your reality because it's attraction. It's not like a magnet where they attract opposite energies, you're attracting the same energy. So we have to rework our brains, our minds, to receive that super positive energy and to put it out there so that the universe delivers that to our doorstep.
I think it's just unbelievably. It's not even ironic. Literally, it was
Yeah.
no, it was 3 hours ago. I'm going, should I read this gospel? Is it sacrilegious if I do? And it's just like, I got an answer. That's insane. But again, too, I know that's how it works. It's friggin' fantastic.
Exactly. This was actually extremely quick. You really got an answer pretty quick.
Well, yeah.
Like, give me 3 hours now.
Yeah,
We'll get you covered. Yeah.
All right. So one of the
Dominic
things
in for 4:30. Okay, everybody. Yeah, thanks. We're gonna get that.
One of the things, though, about the anchoring of thoughts and vocalizing it and taking action in it is that's almost a little bit more difficult because it's intangible. Meaning, I can say, all right, I'm going to run around the block tomorrow every morning at 6 a.m. And I know that I start, finish, takes me 45 minutes to do. I know that, all right, here's the physical piece of pizza. No, I'm going to have a banana instead. Those are tangible things. This is a little bit more difficult, almost like meditation, but meditation is physical because I can sit down. It's tangible. Sit down, quiet yourself. You got a time limit. Talk about the difficulty of maintaining on this gratitude, because I can be tomorrow, all right, I'm grateful for this. I want to be successful, blah, blah, blah. But the maintenance of this, the action of this, it's a little bit harder than the other aspects.
It's not, because you're breaking it down. So we already discussed in the beginning your momentum. When I would have somebody, I'm not teaching somebody to transition, to make a shift in their life, the first thing I'm going to check in on is their physical well-being. Are you in a safe place? One, what can we do if your health and wellness is not already situated? Your fitness, your rest, your meditation, and your diet. Because if you feel, pardon my French here, if you feel like shit, it's going to be very difficult to have good positive thoughts because you already feel physically ill. So once we get that situated, you got some momentum, man. What happened when you started meditating? You didn't eat that lose pizza on that Sunday night, which basically ripple effect into your week being easier. Your mind was more focused. You made that very difficult decision on that one day where you cut the ties with somebody. Your meditations got more profound. You got to a deeper place. Your diet got easier. Your health and wellness is starting to pick up. That's during a global pandemic. And then all the riots erupted. So imagine if life was kind of a little bit normal, quote unquote. So you made a tremendous amount of progress. Now you're incorporating meditation. Meditation is literally observing your thoughts, finding out what thoughts are there and just observing them. Now you're incorporating law of attraction, where you're going to start putting in good thoughts. So it just comes, this is the next phase of your evolution. So it's work. It's basically starting to notice when you're thinking bad thoughts, you go, okay, how about this? How about I say this mantra or this prayer or this affirmation 10 times over? I am at peace. I am successful. I am wealthy. I am independent. I am, in a loving relationship. Whatever it is that you're pursuing, you're going to start thinking this stuff. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you actually are starting to place in those positive thoughts. I always do it like when Jessica and I owned the health and wellness business. People be like, how do I stop eating Lou's pizza? How do I stop eating the junk food? It's like, well, you don't just stop eating. You don't just stop thinking. You take healthy food and you put it in your fridge in your pantry. So it's not that you're not eating anything. It's not that you're not thinking anything. When we realize that we have a negative thought or bad junk food in our fridge or pantry, we get rid of it, toss it in the garbage, and we put in a positive sustenance. We put in positive thoughts. So it's the same thing. At first, it's going to be a little bit challenging, just like your meditation was, and just like your first day of running was, just like your first day of eating right and healthy was. But then once you start getting momentum, it just becomes your life. And then you speak it out loud. So on that second phase, when I say speaking it out loud, imagine, I always think of like Rocky, the scene where he's training in Russia, and he's climbing up the hill and he's like hands and feet and he's just making all that progress, and he gets to the top and he's just screaming and standing on top of the mountain. That's how you declare your affirmations, with that, like, oh my God, this is what I'm going after, but with humbled gratitude. And then you pursue it. So once you gain that momentum, it'll be a lot easier because it becomes your life. It's only healthy thoughts are allowed. And you start, you're kicking that rock over the hill there. And once it starts rolling, man, you become an unstoppable force to manifest your reality.
Now, you just said a word. You're the second person I've heard to say that word, which is a powerful word, which is declaration. You are declaring That is powerful. It is taking. You are, talk a little bit about that for a second, as far as the difference between going after something and just declaring it's yours. It is important for you to have that mindset, is it not?
Absolutely. Say if somebody comes to your house and goes, "This house is mine." Okay. You're already living there. You've already made payments on the mortgage. It may even be paid off. Your family's situated. Your furniture's all there. You look at them and be like, "No, this house is mine." That's the declaration of things that you want to manifest, but with humility, with gratitude, with peace. So when you have that firm belief in something, the universe basically already sees it as yours. It's not this teetering, timid kind of like, I guess it's mine. How potent is that? God is listening. When you are fragile about the message that you're trying to manifest, when you're scared and timid and fearful, how powerful is your faith? When you declare that God is your God, that the universe is bringing to you what you are trying to create, that is a declaration of faith. When that faith is driven with gratitude, with humbled gratitude, that is an unstoppable force of creation. And those are the principles of law of attraction. That is what Thomas wrote about. That's what Matthew 7:7 is talking about. In the Bhagavad Gita, there's things in the Tao, all these different stuff, all this different scripture, they speak about it. When you are driving forward with those things, you're unstoppable and life will manifest. There is a time lapse, a period where it takes, it's not immediate.
What hit me the most is where you had talked about it's almost like an insult where I was limiting God's ability to get, that kind of went, ooh, and it's like, oh wow, I did just put parameters on God's omnipotence, on his omnipresence. It's like, oh, why? Yeah, God doesn't work that way. So that's how faithful you are. I mean, like when you think about like Christ and the miracles, he didn't like waver. It was just done. It was just done. There was no, trepidation. That's how powerful it can be in Christ's God in human form, right? Mm-hmm. And so that kind of embodying that kind of gratitude to your God for the things that you are trying to manifest is a really, really strong presence and force. And then when your thoughts are behind that force and your spoken word and your actions all with gratitude, dude, watch out, universe. You're getting what you're putting out there. That's pretty damn powerful. Joe Hain is joe-hain.com. We got a couple minutes left here. What talk about what you're working on now? What new videos have you been putting up? What content have you been covering?
Well, so actually, I did a really good video on the mindfulness. So we talk about mindfulness on a weekly basis, mindfulness with the principles of law of attraction. So if people are going to take away something from this little segment today, law of attraction in biblical sense and anything is basically there's three components that I would have you write down if I were like coaching and mentoring you. One, think about what it is that you want. So if you want a partner, you're saying, I have a loving, inspiring, adoring, supportive partner, and you're thinking that. Two, write that down because you're actually kind of putting it into the physical realm because thoughts and spoken word aren't really physical. We want something palpable. So something there we can look at and hold and feel. When you write it down, it's hard. It's like concrete evidence. Then you're going to speak about it. Okay. Then you're going to pursue it. So if you want to be successful, what does that look like? Where do you want to be successful? You're putting time forth in being successful, pursuing that. And then all of that is with a visualization. So I have 2 videos out there. It will break this down because it's very, very important to try to embody that gratitude is really difficult. If I told you right now, Dominic, it'd be like, be grateful for the things you want. I don't think you would fall to your knees in emotion and with that gratitude flowing through you, but you could use a visualization to get there. And that is basically seeing a future version of yourself who's already achieved the success that you are trying to create, that you are pursuing. And that future version knocks on your door and he tells you, Dominic, everything that you wanted, all those prayers, all that affirmation, all that thought, all that spoken word, all that pursuit, all that investment, dude, you did it. I am standing proof. That business, it's successful. That partner, she's at home cooking a big, healthy Italian meal for you when you get back. That child is on its way. That successful dream business, whatever it is, when you visualize that person knocking at your door and telling you that good news, you would kind of be doubled over with gratitude. You'd be emotional and be like, oh my God, I can't believe it happened. I've been working so hard. So I walk people through that visualization. So that's on my YouTube page. I think it's a really powerful video. It's basically, if I had 10 minutes to live, this is the message I would share with you. And then secondly, mindfulness and law of attraction. How basically adding both of those principles and techniques together creates a super potent force of manifesting and creating the desires of your life. Because a lot of people go, I'm going to think affirmations. I'm going to think that I'm successful. And then I'm going to say it out loud in the morning and at night. And I'm going to work hard. But all throughout the day, they're having negative, stressed, depressed, angry thoughts. So if you put the scales, if you have a scale of thought, over here is all this negative, toxic thought. And there's literally thousands of them. And then you have your affirmations and everything that you're pursuing. And there's 30 of those. What holds more weight? The universe is seeing, well, yeah, they may say that 5 times, but they're thinking, I'm stressed, I'm unsuccessful, I'm depressed, I'm sad, I'm angry, whatever it is, 10,000 times throughout the day. So the universe is giving them strife, giving them anger, giving them anxiety, giving them depression. So we have to retrain our minds to tip those scales in the favor to let the universe hear only these pleasant thoughts. So this last video was how to change your life with the principles of law of attraction and mindfulness. And it's my most recent video on YouTube. You watch this stuff and people start applying these principles, these messages, your life will see a dramatic shift in 6 to 9 months, a year.
And the same thing, it's almost watching your videos repeatedly is also work. It's not like people go, well, let's get the information one and done. It's like anything else. If you watch them repetitively, you're going to pick up new information on there. Joe, when people want to get a hold of you, what is the best way they could wind up interacting with you one-on-one?
Yeah, my website, joe-hain, HEHN.com. It's, my email information is there. I have a bunch of my YouTube videos and of course a link to check out the YouTube page. And I have a meditation guide. So anybody who subscribes on my website, I will send that beginner's meditation guide to them for free as a gift. It's like $5 on Amazon, but I'll shoot it over to them just to help them kind of get their own momentum. Just as you spoke how meditation did some great stuff for you, let's get them on that same path and get them going to realizing the life they desire. So joe-hain.com is a great way to discover me and check out some of my stuff.
Fantastic, Joe. Thanks again. This is just insane. I love it. All right, Joe will be joining us every Tuesday again, joe-hain.com. Thanks for answering my prayer today. Shit.
You're welcome.
All right, see you next week.